Hi everyone, this is my vlog number 3. This is a very interesting video that I did for personal knowledge. Basically what I did was I went back to a Bitcoin's price to as early as I could that I could find on TradingView, and I wanted to look at it to see what the difference would be if I used one simple indicator, the moving averages, using the golden cross and the death cross, to basically buy Bitcoin on the golden cross and sell it every single time that it is a death cross. And that way to see if I did that for every single time this occurred, would I be better off today if I held on to the initial Bitcoin, if I had just hodled it, or if I had just done a buy and sell every single time that it was doing a death cross and a golden cross. So the end result was very interesting, and I'm going to share the entire process with you. Before I start, I'd like to just do a full disclosure. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock advisor. So meaning that I'm just sharing what I'm doing over here with you. So I encourage everyone to do their own analysis, their own research before, and consult, of course, with your own advisors before you follow any of this. Also, I'm a holder of Bitcoin. So full disclosure that this is a coin that I already own in my portfolio. So let's get started. I will share with you my computer screen, and I will show you exactly what I did every single time with the Bitcoin chart. So if you go back on TradingView, we see that I was able to go back to a date that was something in around 2014, 2015. And this is when in my analysis, I did a scenario. I said, okay, let's see if I had bought one Bitcoin back then. So what would that do to the price? And what would that do every single time that I got the signal for the sale? And if I open my Excel file, because I've already done this exercise quickly, I'll share the data with you. Right? So look at the chart, and if you go back to the initial date that I bought the Bitcoin for in this, I wish I had done this in real life, but in real life I bought way later and not really in 2015. So if I go back to January 15, 2015 on this chart, and January 15, 2015, the Bitcoin price was something in the range of $230. So the number I've used was $214.54 on January 15th, meaning that I bought one Bitcoin at $214.54. And then so that was basically, why did I buy it here? Because that's when the chart starts on TradingView. And as we continue along with this moving averages using just a simple 50-day and the 200-day moving average, we see that it gives us a signal, our first sell signal or the first death cross when the 50-day moving average crosses the 200-day moving average was something around here. So over here, it gave us a sell signal. So if I look at my Excel file here, so I have my first sell that basically was at 229.09, and this was on September 16, 2015. So all of a sudden now, my one Bitcoin that I had bought is gone because now I have cash in my bank account of $229.09 US. And then we will fast forward and see what goes along. So basically, as I fast forward, over here, we have a golden cross telling us to buy Bitcoin. So all of a sudden, right over here, if I go back to my Excel file, I have the third position, which is to buy Bitcoin. Now the price is at $342.49. So all of a sudden, I basically have, for my bank account, I've used my $229, meaning that with this amount of dollars, I was able to buy 0.668 Bitcoins. And we'll fast forward. Now this stays in this bullish trend for quite some time. And all of a sudden, right over here, it gave us a death cross. So now meaning that the 50-day moving average has crossed downwards, the 200-day moving average. So all of a sudden we have to sell the Bitcoin right over here. So if I go back over here to our chart, we have the sell on April 4, 2018. So all of a sudden what happens is our Bitcoin is sold, and now we put in the bank $4,613. This is phenomenal because look at over here. I started over here for $240, and now in the bank I put $4,613. And I have 0 Bitcoins left because I just sold it. So that this is this one over here. As we fast forward and wait, so see, there's a lot of things happening here as we're seeing, but we're not, since I'm using this simple moving average indicator, I'm not going to be doing anything in this hypothetical example because I'm just waiting for the actual cross signal. So as we go fast forward, right over here, we see that all of a sudden the blue signal, which is our 50-day moving average, it crosses, gives us the golden cross, and now it gives us a buy right over here on May 2019. So if you look at that buy, and for my example, I've taken a buy at April 27, 2019, and it gave us a buy at 5,115. So if you go back, we see that it gave us a sell at 6,896, and it gave us a buy at 5,115. So this actually turns out to be a great move for us because now all of a sudden we sold high and we bought low. So now with this cash that I had in the bank of $4,650, I was able to buy 0.9 Bitcoins. Now, so all of a sudden that's great. So I started with 1 initially, went down to 0.66, and now I'm at back up to close to 1. I'm at 0.9. If we fast forward right over here, it gave us a sell signal. So now we have a sell because now we have a death cross, and this is something around November 2019. If you go over here, on October 3rd, 2019, I have sold Bitcoin for 9,369. This is what the price was. So meaning that for me, with the amount of Bitcoin that I had, which was 0.90 Bitcoins, all of a sudden I'm putting in the bank $8,448. And now this sale is done. So my Bitcoin's gone, but I have cash in the bank of 8,448.81. We will fast forward, and this was right over here. We will fast forward. Right over here, we have another golden cross. And now we have to buy back the Bitcoin. So what that means is that on February 24th, 2021, I bought back the Bitcoin and the price being at 9,735, meaning that with my $8,448, I was able to buy 0.86 Bitcoins. So now I have 0.86 Bitcoin and I have $0 in the bank account for cash. So we'll fast forward, and this was over here. As we fast forward and go forward, now we're going towards March 2020. As we advance towards March 2020, all of a sudden what happens is that it gave us a signal for a death cross. It gave us a sell signal to sell Bitcoin right over here. So all of a sudden, the sell is done at $6,077, right about here. We just lowered this out. So the death cross is right over here. So right here. So we have a sell signal given at $6,077.94. And all of a sudden we have no more Bitcoin left, but we have, since initially we had 0.86 Bitcoins, we sold it price being at $6,077.94, meaning that now in the bank we put $5,274. So all of a sudden from here to here, it looks like we went down a bit. And then we'll just wait in advance until the next buy signal. And as we advance right over here, in May 2020, we have a golden cross. So here, the golden cross gives us at May 2020 to buy Bitcoin when the price was at 8,982. So you see it over here, it gave us the sell at $6,000 and it gave us the buy at 8,982. Because don't forget, the moving average is just giving us the crosses based on the moving averages. It doesn't really know where the price should have been, would have been. It's just giving us the average crosses, and we're exercising based only on the moving average. So what that means is that on May 24, 2020, now I all of a sudden have a buy to buy back this Bitcoin. So what's happened here is that I've bought back Bitcoin using my cash. So the 5,274 I had in the bank now gets me 0.59 coins of Bitcoin. And this is where we're over here. Right now, we advance. It goes on a kind of a bull run, and it gave us a sell signal in June 2021. So now we have another death cross right over here. So June 2021, meaning that the sell is done at a very, very nice appreciation. So now the price initially in May was 8,982. Now it's gone up really fourfold, and it's at 32,412. Mean that my 0.59 Bitcoin coin, when I sell it at this price, it nets me in the bank $19,620. So what that means is that this is done as well on June 2021. We go fast forward, and then all of a sudden right over here in September 2021, it gave us a golden cross. So September 2021, it gave us a golden cross to buy back the Bitcoin at 47,000. So again, a false signal, because it gave us the sell at when Bitcoin was at $32,000, and it gave us the buy at 47,000, which is $14,000 higher than what it was at. So now all of a sudden, with the amount of cash I had in the bank, which is 19,690, I've now bought the Bitcoin back, market price being at 47,000, and it nets me 0.42 Bitcoins. So if you look at what's happened here, initially I started with 1 Bitcoin. I just used the moving averages with all the golden crosses and dead crosses, and all of a sudden I'm down to 0.42 Bitcoin. So as I fast forward here, right over here, it gave a new sell signal in January 2022, which was really, I guess, January 18, 2022. So we're going back 10, 11 days ago. So if I come over here, my 0.42 Bitcoin that I had, I sold it here, market price being at 42,000 bucks. All of a sudden, my Bitcoin is gone and I have $17,000 in the bank. So if I look at this example, if I had not done any of this, if I just bought the Bitcoin initially at this market price of $214, and if I just held on to it until, let's say, today, market price being something around in the range of $38,000, I would have been much better off versus doing all these buy and sells. And I'm not even, in this example, we haven't even looked at what would have happened to the capital gain tax implications, the trading fees, and so forth. And there would have been gains done here. Like, for example, if I look at 2015 bought and sold 2018, this would have been a capital gains implication. So all of a sudden, we would not have had this entire money left in the bank. It would have been even less than that. So for this example, what we've seen here is that if the strategy was to hold the coin for the long term, I believe it would have been better off just buying it up front and hanging onto it, instead of trading it every single time you got the signal on the death cross or on the golden cross, because the net result at the end, it's really a phenomenal difference. Holding the Bitcoin and selling it today at $38,000. Meanwhile, looking at how much money I have in the bank now, it's going to give me a net of 17,000 bucks, which is really quite a difference. So, moral of the story for this example is that it would be best off just to hodl the coin, just to hold it, instead of doing all these trades throughout all these years. Thanks so much for watching, and give me any comments if you have any. Thank you.